So yeah, I appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for all your messages, all your comments and everything, text messages, phone calls. They seriously like meant the world to me, and it's really helped me pull through the past 2 weeks from losing my mom. So, but we have a lot that's going on in May. So if you guys are going to Summit, you need to watch out for that email to register for Summit. I signed up today, and we're doing Hall D, and then we're going to be working out with Chris Downing. And I had the opportunity to work out with Chris and meet Chris when I was in Punta Cana. And seriously, the workout was emotional. No joke. My favorite part was when we were like almost done working out, and there was a girl in the front. She had her shirt off, she was working out in her sports bra, and he called her up on stage. He's like, "Hey, come up here on the stage." And so she went halfway up the stairs and then went back down the stairs to grab her shirt. And then she went back up on the stage, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm covering up. I'm self-conscious." And he's like, "No." He's like, "Throw that shirt down." And he just started going off. He's like, "You are beautiful. You are confident." And he was just yelling powerful affirmations to her. And I was trying to hold back the tears. But he really just gets into more of your mindset. And I really am so excited for Ship Shop because it's going to be more of a mindset kind of workout, I feel like, and really helping you guys and all your clients and everybody to push themselves to the next level. So it was awesome. And I was trying not to be a big, huge ball baby because he killed us in the legs. And then he was throwing all the emotion out. And I was holding back a lot of emotion too, just from everything that had happened to me the past 2 weeks. And so I may have had an emotional breakdown later that night, but it was really good. And so we're going to be working out with Chris Downing because I want you guys to experience that. And it was incredible. So we have that going on. You want to, shoot for Success Club, make it a non-negotiable thing. So many of you, everybody killed it for April. Holy crap. I went in the back office last week and I was just my jaw just dropped because you guys just totally killed April. And I just want to let you guys know how proud I am of you, believing in yourselves and just going for what you want to achieve and not giving up on yourselves. And when it was hard, you guys continue to push through. I know so many of you, was in the middle of the month and you had maybe 2 to 4 Success Club points and you ended the month hitting Success Club 10. So that to me is determination, persistent, and really shows to me as the leader that you really want more out of this business. So congrats to everyone that really hit Success Club, earned a Beachbody cute pack back, or whatever you guys call it in Canada. We call it backpacks here in the United States. So yeah, you guys are awesome. So let's kill May. And I have a feeling you guys are already headed in that direction. All right. So let's get started with our awesome speaker tonight. I asked Victoria Taylor to speak to us tonight. Victoria signed up just a couple weeks ago. And Victoria is Janelle's sister. So Janelle, she was on the call last night, which I was able to listen to before I jumped on a flight back to Utah. And the call was amazing. So we got to hear a little bit of Victoria. But tonight I really want her to share her why she became a Beachbody coach, and what is her driving force and what she is wanting to achieve out of this business. But a little bit of her, she, signed up 2 weeks ago. She hit Success Club. I don't know what you ended at. I haven't looked at the points yet, but you were at 16 or 14? 14. So she ended the month with 14 Success Club points, signed up 2 weeks ago. So she's obviously doing something right, you guys? And I really want you guys to, it really comes down to being fearless. I feel like when we start as new coaches, I know I did, I had tons of fear, and it was holding me back from achieving really what I really wanted to achieve. And I feel like Janelle and Victoria, they've just teamed up and they've just gone out there fearlessly, and they're just saying, we're going to help as many women as possible. And I really love that drive and that consistency, that determination and persistence that they are leading for our team. And so, so yeah, girl, take it away.
Okay, thanks for the introduction. All right, so we'll get right to it because I tend to talk a lot and I don't want to keep you guys up too late. Okay, so as Crystal mentioned, I'm Janelle's sister, and now we call each other business partners since we started this. So I'll start off with my why. As Crystal mentioned, I've been a coach for just, I think, 2 weeks this upcoming Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll be honest with you guys. Janelle and I knew that we were going to be signed up to be Beachbody coaches probably since like February. So yes, we hit like high success club points, but like it wasn't just like, oh, I signed up and now I'm going to get to work. Like we had literally done a lot of legwork before. So that's one reason that, well, she's so successful. And when I compare myself to her, which not supposed to do. Anyways, so yeah, okay. So my first why, and I don't really think Janelle even knows this, so I'll share it with you guys. My why has kind of changed throughout the whole process. So the first reason I decided to become a Beachbody coach was because I wanted to support my sister. So she asked me to hop on board with her, I think two or three times, and I just kind of, okay, Janelle's a go-getter. She always has been, but like, she always creates work for herself. Like she makes canvases, she's always done jobs, she finds ways to make money. And I just kind of thought that this was another one of those things. So I wasn't really too motivated to get on. But then we had a conversation and I could just sense that she was, I don't know, she was just feeling down. So I thought to myself, you know what, like she's my sister, I love her, I've got time off because I'm on mat leave. Whatever, I'm just gonna help her. Like I'm good with the computer, I'm good with like Word and all this, so I'm just gonna help her, even if it gives me nothing. Like she wants to do this, I'm gonna help her. So that was my first why. Then once I said yes, we started like doing research and watching the surges and all that, and then I really started to see, okay man, like this is legit. Like this could really be something if we put everything we have into this. So I started to get a new why as of like, why not me? Like all these other people are doing this. Like I can do this. Like why not me? I could make some money. Like I could build a better life for myself. Like I was always smart in school and I had always pictured like this awesome like career and stuff. And like, I don't hate my job. I'm a teacher and it's great and all, but it's just like average. So I wanted to see like what was possible. Then I also had my son and he was starting, like he had turned like 3 months when I decided to hop on board with her, and he started really like interacting, and I realized like how quick they change on a daily basis. And then my why shifted again to like, I really don't want to miss out on this. Like he just like grows so fast. And anyway, so then I was like, oh, it'd be so nice if I could stay home with him. So now my why is to stay home with my son, hopefully one day, but we'll see. So anyways, it keeps on growing, and now Janelle and I are like closer. I didn't think it was possible for us to get closer, but we're even like closer, and it's been so amazing, so much fun. And yeah, so hopefully great things are to come. So far it's been awesome, and we'll see what comes from all of this experience there. It's really like overwhelming. It's so new and stuff, but anyways. All right, so I think Crystal also wanted me to maybe try and share some things that worked for us or me for hitting Success Club in the first couple of weeks. Okay, so when you sign up to become a Beachbody coach, they talk about your warm market and your cold market. So I realized that when you first sign up, like you have this warm market to work with, because like you haven't really reached out or told anybody that you're a coach or anything like that. So the first thing I wanted to target was what I call my very warm market. So that's like your siblings, your parents, your like super, super close friends. So my sister was out of the picture because she was already a coach. I was signed up under her, and she had already gotten my mom to sign up under her. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll work on my in-laws. So I decided to work on the first vital behavior, which was be proof the product works. So before knowing I was signing up, when I was going to camp with my in-laws, like I'd bring Shakeology, which I borrowed from my sister. I'd bring meals. Like I wasn't talking about it, but they were just witnessing what I was doing. And then started asking me questions. And then my mother-in-law, like she's always had a little bit of trouble, like finding ways to stay healthy. And anyways, so I was just like slowly planting the seed. And so that ended up working. I don't know if she decided to jump in just to support me or if she really wanted to make a change. But either way, that was like my first sale, if you want, was to my mother-in-law. And she's doing really good, actually. Like she's following it through, and she's not even in our challenge group. Like she doesn't have Facebook. She just does it like, anyways, she's motivated. She's doing great. Then I think she spoke to her sister. So again, my very warm market. And then, so my aunt, my marriage. So she decided to purchase. I think she did just to support me because I try communicating with her and it's not really going anywhere. So anyways, so I was at Success Club 4 within like three days. But I was excited, but at the same time, I was like, I'm pretty sure this is just a one-time thing. Like we're trying to build a team, right? Like, so anyways, get excited, but not too excited kind of thing. Okay. Then we started focusing on the warm market. So my friends that I'm legit in contact with, like on a daily basis, like real friends. So those are the people that I wasn't afraid to invite to a challenge group. Now we decided instead of like putting them in a challenge group, we did what we called a sneak peek to our challenge group. So we've talked about this a few times. We didn't pawn this idea. Janelle found a video. I think her name was Jatana Jackson. I don't even know if she's still a coach or what, but it was like, it dated 3-4 years ago. I'm not even sure. So we did a sneak peek into our challenge groups. So the beauty behind the sneak peek is that it kind of relieves the whole pressure of like trying to sell, because they can come into the sneak peek and like they're not committed at that point. Like it's just to check it out. So it's really easy to ask them, hey, like, do you want to check it out, see if it's for you? Like, and we were strategic about like things that we posted. Like there were already things in the sneak peek when we added them into it. So that was, I think, one of our biggest like successes was creating this sneak peek for our upcoming challenge group. So both of us were adding into the same sneak peek. So it created like a big pool of people that were checking it out. So what we saw happen was as some people were commenting, others were getting involved, and not that they were like selling for us, but it was kind of like the whole positive peer pressure thing that you would see happening, because some people were jumping on board. Others were like, oh, well, that person's doing it. Like, there must be something legit here, so it was really good, and it worked really well for us. So I posted on my Facebook announcing that, hey, like I'm 6 months postpartum. It's time to get rid of this baby weight. Like I was really strategic about the type of post I made to announce our challenge group. I think you really need to know like your target market. Like I was trying to speak to myself, like my friends that, are in the same boat as me. But from that post, I got like, I checked it back today. Literally, I got, I think it was 9 likes and 4 comments. That's it. Like, and 2 of those comments were people that Janelle and I had in common on our Facebook and that she had already put in the sneak peek, and all they wrote was I'm in and I'm in. So I had like 2 hits on that post. That's it. So I needed to like do some legwork because that wasn't going to get me anywhere when Janelle's got like 50 people in this sneak peek and I'm trailing with like 3. So anyway, so then I decided, okay, now it's time to reconnect with those people that I have on my Facebook that I have not talked to in like 10 years. But before doing that, I needed to make sure that my Facebook reflected like this new journey that I'm on, because like I said, I wasn't active on Facebook before. So like 2 weeks maybe before I was going to sign up, I'm like, okay, man, I need to start putting posts about like healthy eating and me working out and like all this business, because when I start reconnecting with this person, they're probably going to go check my Facebook page. And if there's like nothing, they're not anyways. So I was starting like sharing recipes. I was stealing pictures that my sister was sending to me. I was like, yeah, send me that picture. I need to put that. And anyways, I was like building my Facebook wall until I can like actually have enough time. Now it's pretty good. Now it's all me because I've had like about a month of stuff. But in the beginning, I needed to borrow some stuff from her to fill my wall. So anyways, so then my friends, I'd reconnect with them and I didn't even mention Beachbody. It was just like, hey, I saw you got married. Anyways, conversations. And eventually it took time. It was like sometimes hours, days. And then eventually it'd be like, oh, so what's this thing? Like, so I knew right away that they had went and seen my page because it was the only reason that they would know that I was doing that or whatever. So as soon as they mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah, it's something fun my sister and I are doing. We have like a sneak peek if you want to check it out and see if it's for you. Like, so it wasn't like buy a challenge pack. It was like, no, go check out the sneak peek. So put them in the sneak peek. And then we didn't kick anyone out of our sneak peek until like, I think we left it open for 8 days, which we've realized is a little too long. Next time we're doing like 4 days. But yeah, we just leave them there and we keep adding like content, like valuable stuff, like pictures of us working on content for you ladies. This is what you get with the All Access Pass, like just various posts, keeping it alive to get people like interacting and motivated. And anyways, so that's what we did. Doing that, reconnecting, I got two other people on board, I'm pretty sure. Now, after I closed the sale, as you like to label it, once they were like signed up and I saw them in my Coach Online office there that they had purchased, that is when I go back to them and I tell them, I'm like, okay, for instance, I don't know, some girl, Stacy, we'll just call her Stacy. So, oh, hey, Stacy, like, I'm so excited you're going to be doing this with me. If you have any friends or family that you think would benefit from something like this, don't be afraid to refer them. Like, it's going to be awesome. There's like 20 plus girls. That was the truth at that point. Like in the sneak peek, there's like 20 plus girls checking this group out. So if you know anyone that would benefit from this or anyone that could help support you to make sure you succeed, like send them, like give me their name and I'll gladly add them. So by doing that, like the person, your challenger thinks that, well, it's true, like it's not fake. Like I'm really like wanting them to succeed. Like I'm not saying, hey, refer me to people because I want more sales. Like I'm putting it in, you know, in their field, like in their ballpark or whatever, like, okay, you know, you would maybe be successful if you brought in a friend, because their friends are my cold market, but your cold market is someone's red hot market. So we let them do part of the work for us, right? So one of those friends, she referred me to two friends. Hey, I found a person that would love to do this. And out of those two, one of them bought a challenge pack. So, you know, like I didn't have to do anything really. Like now I do there. I'm talking to her a lot, but like she found me that friend. I didn't have to go find or get out of my comfort zone. She found her for me. And not only does that get you a sale, but that's also planting the seed to see which one of our challengers might be good coaches, because I'll be able to come back in the end and say, hey, Stacy, like, have you ever thought of being a coach? did you know that, you signed up, like you found Jen, you could have made $50. So that's going to probably work like well in our favor once we switch to trying to recruit coaches. So that's another thing that we did that worked really well. Also, as the girls were starting to receive their packages and they were like getting excited and they were posting pictures in our group, like in our challenge group, I got my stuff. Don't be shy to ask them if they wouldn't mind posting it on their wall and tagging you in it, because that worked really well for a few of the posts. Because again, they have a ton of Facebook friends that you don't have. So they post like 21-day fix, here we go, or whatever. They take a picture of their challenge pack, and they usually have 2 or 3 people asking, hey, what's this about? Or what are you doing? And because they tagged you in it, we get a notification. So then we can go and check up and follow up and comment and maybe, get another lead from their Facebook friends that way. So that was like another good idea of how to find friends that aren't necessarily people that you know. So that's what we did for that. Now we do realize, like Janelle said, more her than I, but when we posted and everyone was commenting, like we were really, really busy keeping up with conversations. So it would have been super easy to just stay like, oh, I'm so busy right now. Like I'll get through these conversations and I'll forget about adding new people and doing the vital behaviors because I'm just so caught up with this. But we have to realize that like these people, like they will run out, like they won't help you for next month. So we made sure that we kept opening up conversations because we know we're going to do another challenge group and we know we want to do a free clean eating group. So we kept like opening conversations and finding ways. Like we found a woman's show in a small community not far from here. So we decided to go and like set up a booth just to get contact information. Like we weren't there to sell anything. We were strictly there to get Facebook names so that we can add them into a free clean eating group or whatever. So we're aware that we need to keep working the cold market so that we don't eventually run out of people. And so it just kind of flows and that we're not like stuck with no Success Club points. Like hopefully we keep going. It's only been 2 weeks. Like we can't predict the future, but we're working really hard at it. We're putting in tons of hours. We're developing content ahead of time. Like before knowing we were signing up to be a coach, we developed our own script, which we've been sticking to about 80%. Like we've realized that some things needed to be tweaked and we go based on people's comments and questions. We change our script and stuff, but like we were very, very ambitious. Like we knew first challenge group was going to be May 8th. First free clean eating group is also going to be May 8th. Our next challenge group is May 29th, like literally right after the first one ends, so that we can roll anyone from the first one into the second one. And then we're aiming for like June 5th for another kind of free group of some sort. So like we've got big ambitions. We're putting in a lot of hours of work, but it's been going really well. It's been a lot of fun, yeah, we'll have to see what happens from there. But having a success partner, we've said it like I think 6 or 8, 10 times, is really, really a great thing. So even like say you've been working the business even like a year and a half or whatever, like if you're not at the point where you want to be with your business, I would suggest like even like we signed up at the same time, but even if you signed up with someone new, like everyone has like a friend or a cousin or a sibling or a mother or someone that like Janelle with me, like she wasn't afraid to like bug me till I said yes. Like we're so close that it was like, no, you're not saying no. Like I'm going to keep bugging you. Like if you can find someone like that, or even like another coach that you've grown to have a relationship with. Like, I know some of you guys have been coaching for a while, so you might have like strong friendships. I think as long as they're in the same, like, I think it's called the leadership ladder. Like, first you're like trying to find challengers, then you're trying to build a team. Like, as long as you're in the same part of the leadership ladder, it could probably work well. If one person's really focusing on like supporting their coaches and the other one's really focusing on finding challengers, it might not work so well. But if you can find that one person, like, you guys can bounce ideas off each other. Like, she finds posts, oh, this is a great idea, and I find other posts and we put them together. We can reply to our challengers sooner. We cover more hours in a day, like, because we have different schedules. And yeah, we have different strengths. Like, as you saw yesterday, Janelle's like super good at chatting with people, and I'm more of the like techie side, like developing resources. So anything she needs done in terms of like PowerPoint or making slides or pictures or whatever, I'm on it. And then when I'm like, oh, my challenger told me this, like, what do I answer? Then I ask her. So like, we have different strengths, so we're able to work that way, and it's been going really well. So like she said, like, we haven't had one flat out no yet. Like, we always find a way, like, okay, they didn't want to be in this challenge group, but they said yes to our free clean eating group, or, you know, like, we always find something that could be beneficial for them. And without making them feel like, holy man, like, you're hounding me. Like, are you done? Are you done with your Beachbody stuff? Like, we're putting in a lot of time and just like keeping conversations going though. Like, sometimes it's hours and it's just talking about their dog and their, I don't know, whatever's going on their Facebook page that you can try and relate to. So, but yeah, it's been good. Like, I don't even know if my sister's here because I can't see all the people, but Shannon, I just want to thank you for dragging me because I knew you were going to the top. And thanks for taking me with you, not leaving me behind in the dust. You always got my back. So I don't know if anyone found any value, any tips that are like useful, or if you guys have any questions or.
Awesome. No, thank you so much. It's awesome because, you know, just seeing new coaches come into this business and, you know, you're doing the 4 vital behaviors. And that's the thing, is that's how you guys have been successful. You just got a head start. You know, you knew you were going to be coaching before you even signed up, months prior to signing up. And so you just practice the 4 vital behaviors over and over again. And if you just keep doing that, you're going to be successful, more successful than you have. And it's just like you were saying, you know, you just have to keep doing that. And, you know, eventually you're going to be running out of your warm market. And, you know, as you're adding more people onto your contact list every single day, that's like one of the most important things you can do as a brand new coach, is adding people every single day and constantly building those relationships. And like you said, I really loved this. You started with sharing your journey. And I think a lot of people are terrified of doing that because it's a vulnerable thing to do. Putting pictures on social media and being vulnerable with people, sharing your struggles, sharing like your successes even too. It takes a lot. And I feel like a lot of people hold themselves back from that, but that's really where you gain that momentum and really see people starting to join you. And I also loved, I took a lot of notes, how you had mentioned just getting people by a word of mouth, and just saying, hey, like, do you have any friends that would be interested in joining us and joining us on this next challenge group? And I feel like just opening your mouth in that way, it creates a chain effect. And you're just going to keep getting more and more people that are going to be like, hey, let's join this group because it's super fun. It's super awesome. I'm having great success with it. So just keep snowballing with that, and just keep adding people to your network, because that is so important, and sticking to the 4 bad behaviors consistently. And a lot of times we complicate this business, right? But it's all those 4 bad behaviors, and that's what you are doing, right? And you're successful so far because you have just been practicing that basically since February. So anyone have any questions for Victoria? Thank you so much, Victoria. I took tons of notes. I always learn lots of stuff. I really like the sneak peek into a challenge group too. That was a really good one. So go ahead.
Yes. Someone said like, oh, I'd love to learn more about this. And then I messaged my sister and I was like, oh, isn't that what everyone does? Like, I really thought it was just like a thing. And she's like, no, we came up with that. I said, oh, because she had sent me that video like way back in February. She's like, Vic, we need to do this. And I thought she was just sending it to me to listen to like the content, like the posts that Jatana was like, suggesting. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's good. But she's like, no, like people don't do sneak peeks. These are just challenge groups. And I said, I was not aware. I thought
we do sneak peek into coaching. I've heard of doing a sneak peek into a challenge group, but that just blew over my head. But I really like the idea, because people are like, really, what is a challenge group? They're hesitant. So this is one thing. Carl Deichler, he'll be coming to Utah on May 15th. And I was invited to go to this seminar with him. And basically what he is wanting to do is he is wanting to sit down with us coaches, and then he's wanting us to invite 2 people that are non-Beachbody coaches, and he wants to sit down with them and ask them, what are your objections on signing up as a Beachbody coach? Because he wants to understand objections a lot more and why people are not signing up as coaches. He's like, we have 380,000 Beachbody coaches that are active coaches. Why are we not selling 380,000 challenge packs a day? Why are we getting so many no's? And, so it just goes back to this, maybe they're not fully understanding what exactly a challenge group is. Maybe they are just kind of hesitant and saying, I'm just going to be thrown into a group with no support, kind of thing. But I also feel like too, when people are placed into a challenge group, they need to take that action too. It's just not all upon you to do it, right? They have to want it. They have to take that action, and they have to want it for themselves. So I really like that. That's really, really good. All right. Anyone have questions for Victoria before we end?
I do.
Yes, go.
Okay, so it's for you and Janelle. So where do you find your inspiration on what to post in your groups?
In the groups?
In your challenge groups and things like that. Like, do you go on Pinterest and find ideas, or do you go in your backline office, or is it in your minds? Or so where do you find like those ideas on what to post every day, or what content, like the content that you use?
Okay. When we call it our master there that we developed in February, we're still counting down for our first challenge group there. We haven't, it starts May 8th officially. All the girls are there and we're waiting. I know Janelle can maybe answer, but she read a lot of personal development books because she knew she wanted to be a coach for like a year. So she was like reading all these books and taking notes. We did go online as well and find it's probably from Pinterest or Google, challenge groups aren't something rare. So we'd skim through some stuff to see. But like I said, we've been adapting based on our challengers. Even just during the sneak peek, there were certain things that they were like, well, is it just shakes? Am I just drinking shakes? So when we saw that, we were like, hey, we need to show them a day's worth of food. So it was legit pulling out my meal preps from the fridge, placing it all on the counter real nice. I dug out some old English, I'm calculating to make sure it's 1 day's worth of food. We really focus and listen to what our challengers are telling us. And we don't yes, we have a script, but we're not well, this is what I'm posting today and that's it. like if they're giving us like hints of what they're missing, like we really try and pick up on that. And so far, like it's been working. Like another idea we have is that when we want to announce our next challenge groups, we want to show, yes, like it's true, we are helping people. So I've been screenshotting, like when they post, like I developed like a tool for them to use. And one girl was like, oh my God, Vic, like this success print pack is amazing. You guys really want us to succeed. Like she legit wrote that in our challenge group. So I like copied it out and I'm making a slide. Like we're always thinking like one step ahead, like, okay, this would be good in the future, you know? So I don't know if Jen, you want to add something. Are you even still here, babe?
Yeah, sorry. Someone just wrote a nice comment about me on Facebook there.
Oh, yay!
just thanking me for being an awesome coach. Okay, so yeah, like Vicky was saying, I read a lot of development. I didn't write one. I read a lot, and then every time something like hits me, and I'm like, okay, that's good. So I write it down. Like the other day, I put a post about 4-minute mile. I don't know if anybody read it. Anyways, that like when I read that, I was like, oh, that's good. So like I had that in my binder, so I wrote that. And then for the challenge group, yeah, we worked on it for like 3 months. So
Where'd you find that one document, Jeanette? You were working at grandma's there?
Yeah, there was one document. Yeah, but I tweaked it because I didn't like it. So
yeah.
I didn't really focus on that. Yeah, like I had all these people, I think it was in Brigida's, she had posted this form, and it was like people that are super successful, like Lindsay Maui and all that. And it was all like what they used for challenge groups kind of thing. But it was really like plain Jane. I didn't like, it didn't talk to me. So like if I was placing myself in the challenger shoes and I was like, okay, like if I read that, I'd be like, I would read it and I would just go about my day, like not even thinking about it. So I told Vicky, I'm like, hey, I can't copy and paste this because it's not, I don't know, I'm not.
It's not me. That's what you said. It's not me.
I'm not feeling it. So yeah, I was up my grandma. Yeah. So I just retweaked it, and I had my personal development books there. I was looking for inspiration. I think I just went on like Google and I just wrote like amazing quotes. Like we found videos of like people that are like 300 pounds and they start off, can't even do a push-up, and by the end of the video they're like 100, like just stuff like that. We haven't even shared that content yet. Like that's coming up.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jeanette. Like if we find a quote, we don't just post the quote. If I read a quote and it makes me reflect on something, I will make a post about my reflection. Like I remember at one time I read something and it was something about investing in yourself. And then it reminded me of, because people have the objection of this is too expensive, this is too expensive. So I made a post about my son before he was born. You know how you can collect the stem cells or whatever? So I made a post and I was like, I was ready to pay $2,000 to like bank these stem cells in case he had a disease, that in case they would find a cure, that in case, you know, like I'm ready to put $2,000 on this, like if situation. Why can't I invest $200 on myself for something, you know what I mean? Like whatever the quote makes you reflect on, that's what people want to hear.
Wow. You guys are amazing.
I love how deep you guys go.
Yeah, our challenge groups, yeah, they're pretty deep. Like I like to say, like I told my challengers, I said, you might you'll lose 10 pounds and you'll feel good, but like every day, like we told them, like you're gonna see 2-3 posts a day. One day it's gonna be like something about physical workout, whatever. Like then every day they're gonna get something that like makes you think and reflect about the person that you are and that you want to become, or like a better way. Like I told them, it's not all about physical. Like it's really gonna dig into your mind. So when we understand not everyone is at our level, like some people, like right now we're doing really good in life. Like we're on a high. Like I get that. But hopefully maybe one of those posts is going to get them to the next step. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but when I'm when I'm doing something and I'm going to invest all this time, if someone's going to spend $200 and spend 3 weeks with me, I don't want them to just walk away having lost 10 pounds. I want them to be like, holy shit, that was so cool. Like, I would do this again and then tell all their friends about it. Like, so that's why every time I look, I'm not putting down other coaches. Like, I was taking stuff that like super sex, like millionaires, they did that and it worked. So I'm not saying it doesn't work. But when I was reading it, I was like, if I was a challenger, I'd be like, I paid $200 for this. Like, what is this? So we really, really took it and we put more, I don't know, like it's hard, Natasha, to tell you where I think of this. Like, it's in my head.
You have the gift, like I was saying, like Janelle's the one that all the friends there, I need advice. Like, she's a social worker.
Yeah, I uplift people all day.
That's her job.
Like I've been a coach for almost 2 years now, and like I run my challenge groups where I just run the same one and then I just add the people. But then it becomes so repetitive sometimes for the people that have been there for so long. So every month I just try to like do new things, but I'm running out of ideas sometimes too. And I did like Challenger of the Week where somebody takes over for me instead. And you know, and I'm just like, I'm trying to do like I don't know. I'm just trying to find ideas.
And I think there's so much
like,
on
go ahead.
There's so much on the Beachbody blog. So there's new transformations being shared every single day. And I feel like when we take that content that's already there for us and sharing other people's live, you know, real transformations, and, you know, just people are like, holy crap, you know, and I really love that you're bringing more of the mental into it, because fitness, you know, it's so easy to talk yourself out of it. And I feel like that's where people really can't push themselves any further, is because their mentalness is really holding them back from really achieving what they want to achieve in their health and fitness journey. So I really like that you're breaking down walls, and you're also creating incredible coaches on top of it, because they're tearing down walls and they're going to want to share and help other people the way you are helping them. So I think you guys are doing a phenomenal job. So are you using Facebook for these challenge groups, or are you using the challenge tracker app?
Facebook. I don't even know I don't even know how to work that thing. I just know I made $22 putting in my share call. Like, I'm telling you guys, technology is not, like, I don't even have a computer. Like, it's not my thing.
Yeah. Awesome.
At all.
I like Facebook. It's good.
I find it so much easier. Like, I don't know. It's easier.
Another, when tracking your conversations there, I've noticed I always reply to my contacts and stuff with Messenger, because if I start using text and Messenger, I find I get lost.
Yeah. And you're like, who's that person? Yeah.
Yeah. I tried.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Try to always go through Messenger, and then I can scroll back. Okay, where was I with this conversation? What was going on? Instead of having to like, okay, well, I also have, this is also a good friend that I have, like, their text. Did I tell them something there?
Yeah.
You know, I think Janelle, you're doing both, and you're getting a little bit overwhelmed sometimes.
I'm still paper and pen, like just names everywhere. I just gotta get my shit organized, man.
Well, yeah, names run into names at first. And
I have sticky notes all over my desk at work, behind my phone, and I don't even know what's going on. I just keep looking at all my texts and all, and like every morning I just go through everybody, then I just write down what's going on. And anyways,
that's good. You'll figure it out.
I gotta figure out a program.
I love it. Anyone else have any questions for Victoria before we end?
I just want to chime, like what Natasha said. Okay, so that group that you keep going, you have there ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of people tell me, not a lot, but like a few people say that like like it's good that they have support, but what they don't like is they like starting at the same time as everybody else. So I had one friend, Courtney, I think you remember. Anyways, she had one, and she's like, it's good. Like, she's really supportive and stuff. She's like, but when she gets in, like, not every, like, you know how you're on a high when you start a program? Well, if you get in and then other people are on like week 1 or 2, or you know what I mean? Like, it's different. And don't get me wrong, like running a group every week is going to be a lot of work. That's why, like, if you team up with somebody or like go like that way, it helps. Because if everybody starts, and like that's the other thing, like right now this week I'm not selling any challenge packs. That's not my goal, because right now I'm focusing on my clean eating group, and then after that, like we have a gap of like 5 days where we tell them, like, our sneak peek, okay, you buy now or you don't buy. So it's kind of like I'm gonna go 1 week without selling, then 1 week selling 10 challenge packs. So it's not gonna be like one here, one here, one here kind of thing, and it's gonna be a lot more work, all those groups. But I think, like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out there, but like I'm thinking every month, like if you start everyone at the same time, but then and then I read, I somewhere Vicky was telling me today where they say you should have people, they should be allowed to go like back to back, because it's going to be all the same material. So they can go back to back into the same group. But then after that, you can kind of let them know, like, I think I'm going to start a page where it's going to be all my success people. So I didn't even tell this to Vicky. This was my idea that I was going to tell you today.
You stole it from Jatana Jackson. It's the Accountability Academy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Big words. So it's going to be like where I'm going to have people that have done programs, but that still need some support. So I'm going to they're going to get like back-to-back challenge groups, but don't get me wrong. If they have like 100 pounds to lose, I'll be like, yo man, like you're doing good. Like we're going to keep rolling. But the people that are like where they want to be, but still need a little bit of accountability, then I'll put them in that group. And then those people can kind of like, if they've done it, like if they've done it and they're like working out every day, they can kind of just keep encouraging themselves. But at least they're not lost. They're not like, they're still somewhere. But then I'm still going to run my month to month. So for all the new people to get in, they'll have that, like, you know, I'm starting this day, and it kind of pushes them to buy too. It's like, hey, this is the day we're going. So they kind of like, oh, I got to buy by this day. So, and I'm just starting. I don't know if it's going to work, but I think that's my game plan.
And Natasha, you wouldn't have to do a new challenge group every month either.
Well, no, like what I do is every month, at the beginning of the month, every month, I restart. But I just, instead of creating another group and another group and another group, I just keep one group, and then I just add people to it.
Yeah.
And then I just restart a day, like the starting day, and then we end at the end of the month, that group. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I do like let's say I do a health bet group in the same group, but then I start at the beginning and I end at the end of the month. And then in the next month, it'll be like a Challenger of the Week group. So everybody that posts is just Challenger of the Week. But I do like different themes, I guess. Themes every month. But where did Janelle go? She disappeared.
She's still there.
She's gone. But yeah, so that's the thing. And then what I find hard sometimes is that, like, my challengers, if they start on the 21-day fix on this day, but then I have somebody that's on the beast on this day, and then it's like to try to get them all to start at the same time, and now with Beachbody on Demand as well too. So it's just kind of like trying to get them all start at the same time is kind of like hard too. So I just kind of just start at the beginning of the month, and then you just roll in. I don't know. I'm getting
I have one suggestion, like take it or leave it there. Like,
yeah, sure.
Okay, so this like ongoing group that you have, you could keep that, and that could be like your
accountability group.
Your accountability academy, like everyone that's ever done a program with you or whatever. But then, like you said, when you start a new challenge group, like when we saw that we put all these people in the sneak peek, like everyone was like jacked and excited. So if you're putting a new person into somewhere, like someone that's been doing it for a year, like they're not at the same level. So if you're worried, say that you only have like 2 or 3 people that would commit 1 month, like we have an awesome team. Like you could have, I don't know, 4 of you guys maybe putting all your challengers in one challenge group, and we target 21 days because it's 3 weeks. Like we don't tell them they have to do 21-day fix, okay? But we're there to support them for 21 days because 1 month, like it gives us time to advertise, it gives us time to close it, and then we can start the next month. So say you add 2 people, and then Steph adds 3, and then Lynn adds 1, like at least you'd have like 8 or 10 people, and then the 3, like, you know what I mean? The 3 of you. And then once that 21 days is up and that group is done, you start, you can roll them into this ongoing accountability
Really
thing.
good idea. That makes
Like,
really,
I think that would work better. And then we decided, Janelle and I, like she said, that these new groups that we're starting like every month are challenge groups. Like all the people that we have in our May 8th group, if they want to come into the next one that we're going to have, because this one is going to end like May 29th or whatever, and the other one starts like literally that day. Some people might want to take a break and not join right away. Some others might still be on a high and want to join right away. We're going to let them join two back to back, unless they have like 100 pounds to lose or whatever. But then after that, they're going to have to roll into, we haven't even developed it yet, but some kind of like accountability academy, because we can't keep checking in on them every single day, because like right now we've got like 30 people. By next month we'll have 60. Like it's just going to grow exponentially. So once they're in this academy accountability thing, like you know how to run this program, like you've done it twice, like it's time to take your wings there and go, birdie, go.
And I like the idea of getting together and doing a big group together, because then it's going to take away your time as well, because then you split the tasks as a coach to post and to encourage everybody. And then if everybody just does it together, then it's just more, people are just going to maybe participate more too. And it would help coaches as well. Other coaches too, right? Like getting together and doing one 21-day fixed group all together, let's say. I like that idea. Thank you. I like it.
Question, like, s'ils font des différents programmes, like if they do different types of workouts, what do you do?
We
or like
don't.
If you do a program of like 60 days and then your group is running.
We're there like for the 21 days. Okay, so 21 days and maybe there's going to be like a week of dead time where we don't actually have like a challenge group, but when the next challenge group starts, like they still bought from us originally, so we'll allow them to come in. And like when we do like our sweaty selfie post, like it doesn't have to be day one of it, just has to be like I worked out today. So some people might be on like day 30 of the beast, or I don't know, like we're pretty much like focusing on 21-day fix just because it's like beginner, intermediate, and it goes well with the containers and all this and that. But eventually, like, it's our first one, so everyone that bought this month there, it's like brand new to them, so it's what we promoted. But maybe in 3-4 months down the road, they'll be like, okay, well, like me already, I started up with the free trial, so I was doing 21-day fix extreme. And then when I actually signed up, I started doing 21-day fix, and I'm like, man, I'm not even sweating. Like this is like, I need to switch it up. So like, as long as they're working out, like doing something and following like the fixate portion control, we don't really tell them like they absolutely have to do this workout or that workout. Like,
what's great too is that it's like with the Beachbody On Demand All Access Pass and all that, is that if you have a group like me with my one group I have, I could say like in June, we're going to begin whoever wants to participate, we can all focus on 21-day fix and do it all together, and then use this group for whoever wants to do mixed workouts. Right? And you can like ask and say like, if you guys want to, like you guys have the Beachbody On Demand, so we could just do one group of that completely for 3 weeks. And then next month you do something else. You run another challenge group for 60 days if it's like the beast, or if it's, but you still have that group. Like I think that would be good too, to top what Victoria just said too.
Yeah, that'd be good. Like you would probably get some all access also from your challenge group.
Yeah, Le Monde, like people are just going to be like, okay, like this all access pass, you don't just have one workout, you have one DVD, you have lots of opportunities and options too. That would be, okay, we got to brainstorm this more.
Yeah, I love that.
So I find that I have like one big challenge group, and I find that that's like the advantage of having everybody in the same group, is that like I have people doing Beast, I have people doing Country Heat, I have people doing P90X. So they all like near the end of the month, they're usually all like brainstorming each other. Like, hey, how do you like that? Has anybody done this program? What do you guys think of that? And then they kind of like shuffle off of that to find something else. And I find that I'm also kind of like Natasha. I have one big group and I'm kind of like juggling right now. Do I keep that huge one big group with 80 people? I don't check in with all of them anymore. I check in with the ones that are more active on the group, the ones that are newer. And I usually give more support to the ones that are, newest to the group. The older ones, I mean, by that time they should be able to kind of like come up with their own menus and do their own kind of thing. But I find it's tough because, like, see, I'm doing Beast right now, but I was sick for a week. And so I'm not on track. My husband is sick now, so we want to finish together. So, like, we're kind of, like, fluttering, but that's like I even forget. It's like a 3 months program, 3 or 4 months. Anyways, it's long, but it's awesome. And I'm in my momentum, so what I hate is telling them, okay, the challenge is ended, but people are still like on a roll, and telling them, okay, well, sorry, like the next challenge group is only in, I don't know, 2 weeks or something. Anyways, that's kind of where I'm stuck.
Well, like the group you had, Steph, could it just be some sort of like never ending? Like, you know what I mean? And then your new challengers, you could create a separate group for 21 days. And then after that, then you put them into your never ending self-encouragement. Like that's what I'm getting at. Like have 2 separate, and for this new 21 day one, if you're worried that like, oh, I only have 2 or 3 people, that's where you could team up. Like Natasha could put 2 or 3 people, and Lynn could put 1 person, and Kristen could put
It's just to get that initial like beginner's high to get like them properly started.
Yeah.
So one thing that actually has worked really well for me, and I've been doing it for about 2 years, I run 2 challenge groups every single month. So basically what happens is I start one at the beginning of the month, and then in the middle of the month, I'm starting another one. So as I'm running these challenge groups, every single month, all month long, I am recruiting people to join my challenge groups, and I always have a challenge group to throw them into. And what happens is I take the people that, the first week people or the first of the month people challenge group, it runs for 30 days. And then as that 30 days is ending, I will add them into my next challenge group starting. And I have brand new people in there. I also have old people in there, but it's continually going. And then the second, the middle of the month challenge group, as soon as that one starts, I am getting new people to fill my next challenge group that's starting in the middle of the month. And then that goes for 30 days. And I'm continually cycling through these challenge groups. It's more work, but I find that it works best for me because then I always have a group to throw people into. And so they don't have to wait a whole long month to join my next group. Because if you get somebody like the second week of the month, you're like, well, it's not starting until 3 more weeks. So, kind of thing. But it starts on Monday. That's basically what it is. Or it starts, in a couple weeks. It takes a week for them to get their challenge pack. And then we have pre-season that goes on and so forth. So, and I start new groups every month. And I use the Challenge Tracker app, which is super helpful because I can add new people in there, have my preseason week going with just those new people. And then by the time it starts, I'm just rolling people over into that group that starts. Their challenge group is ending that day, and then a new one is starting that day, if that makes sense. So it's continuously rolling through. So there's always a group for them to start with. And yeah, it's a lot more work, but it's what works for me. Anyways, just throwing that out there.
Crystal, do you always reshuffle, do you always come up with new ideas for your challenge groups, or you have this maybe a template that you kind of roll with?
Yeah, so I love Missy's post. I use her posts, and I also love Brigitte's posts. And I actually just flip-flop between the two. And if I see something motivational, I will throw it in there and I'll just post it in there. And that's another thing that I love about the Challenge Tracker app is whatever I posted last month, I can pre-schedule that out for my next month challenge group. And I don't have to go in and write, create all this new content, but I will run those groups with the same content because a lot of people don't read that stuff. And maybe they skipped it last group and they're getting it this group. So I'll run it for at least 2 months, and then I will flip my post to another group of posts. I have about like 3 or 4 like groups of posts that I cycle through, and I'll run them at least 2 months each, and then just doing that. And I add kind of like my own flavor too. Like I said, if I see something awesome motivational video, I'll be like, this is awesome, you guys should watch it. Then I do have conversations, private conversations with saying, hey, how is it going? You know, every Saturday I'll message them and send them like, hey, what were your successes this month? What are you struggling with? Where can I help you? Kind of thing. So that's been helpful. But yeah, I really feel like content is, you know, people who reads it, right? Like some people do, some people don't. And are they really going to remember what you wrote like 2 months ago? You know, it may, they may be, but
if they do, it might just be a reminder of something. They're like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like if you read a personal development book 10 times, you're always going to find new content in that book that hits you. So I think a lot of times we focus way too much getting perfect content for our challengers when really they just need that support and that motivation from you as their coach. So, but it's good to have because it shows that you show up every day, right? And just post your workouts. Show them that you're drinking your Shakeology and that you're working out, because I feel like that's the most important. You're being proof of the product too and saying, I'm doing this just right along the side of you. And I think that's probably the most important thing that you can do is post that you got your workout in that day. And we are going to be doing a Shift Shop Big Team Challenge group. So once that's released, we'll be running a big Shift Shop Challenge group. So that will be fun. I'm excited for that because those are always fun to do as a big team. And that will be probably the end of July because it will be released at Summit. Or it's going to be released at Summit. Yeah. All right, guys. Anything else so we can get to bed? I'm so tired. I got home at 2:30 this morning and I was up at 6. So I'm like dragging. But anyone else have any more questions for Victoria? Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for getting on. And Victoria, thank you so much for doing this awesome call. I took tons and tons of notes. You guys are awesome and rock stars. And yeah, let's make May an awesome month. So I hope you guys have an awesome night. We'll see you soon.